Alright, good morning guys. It is 8 o'clock in the morning on day 8 of the CR125. I'm trying to be quiet. It's Saturday morning. Everyone's still asleep in my townhouse complex, so I've got to stay quiet. I'm going to move on to installing the rest of the parts on this bike that I can, aside from the plastic. And once it gets somewhere around noon, I'm going to start up my big compressor, my sandblasting box. I'm going to sandblast the rest of the motor parts, and I'm going to powder coat them and get them ready. At that point, I will probably put the plastic on this bike, which will complete the roller, and transport it out to where I store my bikes. All right, let's get started on replacing the nuts and bolts on the bike that I'm not happy with. All right, so here's the proper nuts. They've got a metal locking mechanism in the top, and let's get them on there. Okay, so that's that side. Now we're going to move up to the front where I did the same thing. I put 8 of those low quality nuts on that I had no idea were low quality. Brand spanking new Honda nuts. Try this again. Okay, that's the ticket. The back was just tightening up, and I couldn't get it past the bracket that holds it in place. And there we go. This is the one that I removed from my 1989 CR125. Or pardon me, CR250, which is the correct one. You can see the holes completely line up, and it is actually cut on an angle. So this is the one I'm going to have to use. I'm just going to get my knife out right now and just kind of clean up this whole area, and then I'm going to get my heat gun out and heat it up and make it look nice. Well, what do you think? I think it looks quite a bit better. Alright, we're going to go about mounting the front fork guards. These are made by Polysport. The package indicates that they're for 95 and newer, but I figured, you know what, if I can modify them so that they'll fit, I'll modify them, or maybe they'll fit. So let's see what happens. So here's the first one. Oh, that slid on there pretty good. Let's see if we get our back hole to line up. This hole to line up. Okay, so what I'm noticing is that it's a little bit tight where it fits around the fork, but the holes line up, and it lines up over there as well. I may have to just trim a little bit of the tiny, I may just have to trim a tiny bit of the inside right there. Other than that, I think they fit. And yeah, I don't like the way that that fits right in there. So I'm just going to trim that up a tiny bit. Just got to get it right on the inside, like that. You can actually see the molding in the plastic right there. It's not much. So you can see it's got little pieces hanging off and overlapping where it didn't get trimmed properly. You want to just clean that up. It's only going to make the bike look better, right? Now that I put the Loctite on it, I'll never get the angle, right? Oh, no, I got it. There we go. So get that started in the plastic, work your way around, and get them all to start into their groove. All right, they're all tightened up. And man, those things look really good. All right, guys. Battery in the phone died. I don't have my SLR available, so I had to continue on. It's already 20 after 1 now. I'm way behind where I wanted to be. I wanted to be powder coating the motor by now, and I just keep running into different issues. So one of the issues that I ran into was the bolt hole for the tank here was stripped. I wound up having to drill it out and helicoil it. I've got the plugs now installed. Let's see, what else did I do? Got the tank on, obviously, tank strap. Started with the rad, put all of the components on the tank and got it on. First rad is on, and now, oh yeah, so I got the chain slider on. I can't remember if the phone was still charged at that point. Now we're going to be moving on to getting the radiator installed on this side. Alright, there we go. (1991 to 92). Guess what, guys? This is the wrong fender for my bike. Wow. Well, that is not good. Unbelievable. And I don't even have another one. Well, that's really shitty. I was getting a little frustrated. I decided to have a look at some diagrams. It's been a long time since I took this bike apart, and I started just throwing parts into my bin over there that I didn't know what they were for, or didn't think they were for this bike, and I found this. Now, I knew this had to be for something. It's just too particular to be something that it doesn't belong, and here it goes. It goes right here for the exhaust. Now this is going to make a huge difference on the way that this pipe sits, and I'm crossing my fingers that what this does for me is will allow me to get that silencer on that I don't think is going to fit, but who knows? Let's find out. First off, just trying to figure out a way to get this thing to go on. Okay, here we go, guys. Cross our fingers. Okay, well, I still think that I've got a bit of an angle issue and a length issue. Alright, well, it doesn't look like that silencer is going to work. I'm still thinking about taking it in to work. The bike's not going to get done within the time limit that I gave myself. Not a hope. Yeah, you're not going to believe this. I just realized what I did. So the tank mounts can go on either direction. One way the bracket is longer than the other, and I can visibly see that I should have had them on the other way around. Right, that would have put it lower. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to take the tank off. That looks much better. And in fact, that even helped me out with where my rods are supposed to line up. So that's great. Sure we got it on both sides. And that's it. Man, it's got that little tiny bubble in the seat cover right there. It drives me bananas, but there's not much I can do about it. Alright, well, I had a look at the schematics for an OEM silencer, and it doesn't look like it's supposed to have any bracket. It just bolts right to the frame. So with that, I don't think that this will work. Now, I'd really love to have the motor in there, because then I could tell if I could adapt this in any way. Okay, well, we'll see. I may be able to get this, I may be able to get this weld removed and have the pipe turn slightly, which I think would allow me to get this on there and use it.